Today is a great day. After 2 years, I finally found my dream bike. 2012 Yamaha R1. And yes, it is a Crossplane. It's early season, it's cold out, there's snow, 0 degrees. I don't care, I'm so excited because this thing is a frickin' beast. I was pretty picky with what I wanted. Obviously, I love everything blacked out, black on black. And this is exactly what I've been looking for. 2 years ago, I started actively looking, and for the last year, I've had wanted ads up, been searching online every day, and they're getting pretty hard to find in good condition. And the funny thing is, I was looking in the entire country and haven't found anything I liked. And over the past 2 years, literally nothing was up for sale. That turned my head. And just the other day, probably a 5-minute drive from my house, this pops up and I just fell in love instantly. Pretty basic setup. He's got the mirror delete caps on there. Just the one little reverse mirror off the bars. It might take a little bit to get used to. I like the look of no mirrors, but the functionality is just a little odd when you're used to the mirrors kind of right in your face. I'm not a fan of these levers. They're kind of the bendable ones. They have a little bit of play, and I don't like that flex while you're using them. So I will be swapping those out, and the blue I don't really think matches the bike anyway. That's probably one of the only things I'll be swapping out. The biggest reason I wanted this bike, the body is immaculate. Yeah, body's mint. He's got the really nice carbon acropovic slip-ons. Look amazing. Black sprocket and everything. Everything's blacked out. This bike is a 2012. I thought they came with LEDs in the projectors, but there's just a halogen bulb. I literally bought the bike and an hour later got it home and ordered LED headlights, get some different levers, and I did a mid pipe as well. So this is just a slip-on system. Still got the stock cat and Y pipe. This thing already sounds so good, so I can't wait to hear it with the mid pipe. It's supposed to show up this week. This thing sounds so good. Oh, I had to cut the ride short. It was literally starting to snow and rain, but I just had to get out on the bike. I was too excited. It'll be a sad day when you have to get rid of a toy, but I will be selling my 06 R1 because this just hits all the right spots. This bike, it just does something. It's gonna be a really fun experience. I never actually realized how old my 06 was until I had the 2012 kind of side by side, and it really makes the old girl show her age. Even just the plastics look faded just from being out in the sun. They literally have the exact same exhaust, but just the older generation. And look at how old and out of date those acropovic pipes look. It's still the exact same titanium slip-ons, but these are just so much more modern. They have nice crisp lines and they all kind of come to a point on the end. Whereas these, they're so round, they're just bubbles. And even the whole subframe here, it's just round. And it really shows its age. Coming up the center to the tank. So I like how this air filter piece here is actually painted. And take a look at the bars, like even just the bars themselves. So much more modern. So they both have steering dampers. But this one's actually electronically controlled. So the faster you go, the more it's gonna dampen. It's a really cool design because you don't really need your damper at slower speeds, and it'll really shine the faster you go. Moving up to the display is just way nicer too. You have your gear selection in the middle. The 06 doesn't tell you what gear you're in at all on the display, so that's a nice feature. Up top you can see the traction control bars. There's 5 different selections there for traction control. Right underneath you have your power modes. It's in standard mode right now. There's a B that's a little more tame for rainy conditions, something like that. And there's A, full power all the time. So the display is just laid out really nice. It's got nice buttons, and it's easy to see, it's easy to read, so what's not to like? I'm coming over to this one. This display is just so tiny. So I'm gonna ask what you guys think, because I'm kind of torn. Do you like the stock mirrors? How they kind of stick up? They almost look like little antennas there. But, or do you like the really flush look with the caps? And then the little mirror on the side. I really like the flush look. You don't have the big mirrors kind of hanging off the side. And it looks really clean. But I don't like the functionality. That little mirror on the bar, it doesn't have very good visibility. And the big ugly ones are kind of really nice and in your face, and everything behind you is a lot bigger and clear. But compromise like anything, I guess. Tell me what you guys think. What do you guys prefer riding with? But that wraps up this video. Just wanted to show you guys the new bike. There'll be lots more videos coming, some exhaust clips of before and after with the mid pipe after the install, and a couple of comparisons and a real honest review about the Crossplane. A lot of guys talk these up, and I really wanted to try one for myself. And I've already noticed a couple of really big differences, but I'm gonna get into that in a different video. Like always, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Black on black on black.